Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon and good evening from wherever you may be watching from. My name is Stella Mbat and you are welcome to Faith Focus. There's a particular nugget I learned about this thing that changed my entire mindset about things like this, and it's a simple sentence. Is that every instruction from God comes with a blessing wrapped inside of it. Every instruction from God comes with a blessing wrapped inside of it. I am someone that has personally experienced this. Sometimes God's instructions can be quite inconvenient, if we may be honest. It can be quite difficult, sometimes to do it. It might be almost a pain sometimes to do it, especially, for example, think of someone that really hurt you and you need to forgive them. I gave an example of a close friend or a relative. Think of that kind of thing where the thing that happened was really bad and the Lord is saying forgive. It can be tough to take that step, but every instruction from God comes with a blessing wrapped and hidden inside of it. Look at, for example, in the case of Abraham, from Genesis chapter 12, from verse 1 to 3. Do you know what it means for God to come and tell you, Abraham, pack up all your things, leave your father's house, leave your family to a land that I will show you? Just put yourself in those shoes. I mean, I don't know about you, but growing up, all I knew, all I had was my family. My mom, my dad, my sisters. That was my family. And then imagine you are in your house. You now hear a voice that says, pack up your things and leave your family. Won't you say, Satan, I rebuke you. Devil, I send you back to the abyss where you belong. That will be your first reaction, because after all, is it not God that says, I must honor my father and my mother, and you're saying I should pack up my things and leave them? What will happen to them? They will now be crying. They'll be looking for me. It can't be God. That would have been a natural reaction. And then think about it. God did not even say, okay, pack up your things. I'm taking you to America, the land of the free. Or I'm taking you to Canada. He says, I'm taking you to a land that I know, a land that I will show you. No name. I hope you know that Afghanistan is a land. Iraq can be a land. No certainty, no explanation, no details. It just says, pack up your things, leave your family, leave your father's house. I'll take you to a land that I'll show you. But Abraham packed up his stuff. He got out, he left his family, all that he has known since he was born. He left his family, packed his things, and that obedience, that singular step of obedience of leaving his father's house, led him or started him on that journey to becoming the father of nations. I tell you that every instruction from God comes with a blessing or a gem or a treasure, a benefit of some sort wrapped inside of it. Let me give you another example. In Luke chapter 5 from verse 4 to 6, the Bible tells us that Simon Peter had been fishing, toiling all night. They had fished. These are not fishermen that are just new to the business. This is not yesterday's bread, right? These are seasoned fishermen. So obviously they had the right tools. They knew the right place to go and fish. So it's not like trial and error. They had tried, and by their human efforts, nothing. And then the next morning, somebody called Jesus comes and is telling them that, cast your nets to this side and you'll catch some fish. I mean, even Peter had to react that we have been toiling all night. We have tried and tried. There's no fish. And you're coming to say we should cast our nets. That's what I'm saying, that sometimes God's instruction, sometimes it's inconvenient. Sometimes it's like it makes no sense. Sometimes it almost sounds impossible. That singular act of obedience led them from a reality of catching a great number of fishes to a new reality of catching a great number of men. I can give you another example. Heard about Naaman in 2 Kings chapter 5 from verse 10 to 14. Naaman was the commander of the army of the king of Syria, and he had a condition, leprosy. And he happened to, seek help from the prophet of that time, Elisha. And, his expectation was that Elisha would appear, come to him, call the name of God. You know how the prophets of those times, Isaiah, Jeremiah, those guys used to do and undo. So maybe that was his expectation. Not maybe, it's written that was his expectation, because when the prophet gave word, the prophet told him, go and wash in this river 7 times. And when the word was told to Naaman, he got angry. The Bible says he was furious. He was upset. It's like, what kind of thing is this? I'm saying that sometimes God's instructions can be you can't even fathom it. It makes no sense. And that's exactly what he said. Firstly, he was angry that because he thought the prophet would come in front of him, stretch out his hand and heal him of the condition, call out his God. That was his expectation. So that one already made him furious. In fact, the Bible says he left in rage. And then the second annoyance that he had was Of all the waters, he said the waters of Damascus, are these waters not better? Of all of them is the waters of Israel that you are asking me to go and bathe in. And he was angry. People had to go and appeal to him that if a prophet should tell you to do something mighty, won't you do it? How much more this small thing? Just go and bathe in this river, wash yourself in this river 7 times and get healed. And Naaman eventually agreed. He went to the water, washed himself 7 times, and he was healed of his leprosy. And he testified and said, it's now that I know that there is a God in heaven. The point is, God's instructions sometimes they come in ways we don't expect. They come in ways that are inconvenient. They come in ways that will even make us feel sometimes you feel bad. You can't tell me that I should leave my family now and I will not feel bad. Forget it. You will. You can't tell me that I should go and do some 1 or 2 things. And sometimes it just comes in a way that is inconvenient. Almost